Hi everyone, I am once again back with yet another very important topic which comes under writing skill, that is letter writing. Now, as all of you know, there are two styles of communication, that is formal and informal. Now, a formal letter is also known as business letter. A formal letter is a letter to a person we don't know on a personal level. When writing a formal letter, it is imperative to have all the information you need, such as addresses, dates, and names, etc. Copies of formal letters must be maintained so that you have a record and the matter can be followed up. Whereas, on the other hand, an informal letter uses an informal mode of communication since it is sent to family and friends. An informal letter may be sent to congratulate someone on a special occasion or communicate certain information that you find difficult to share face to face. But today in this video, we are going to take up formal letter. Later in the next video, I'll explain the informal style of writing letters. So, beginning with the first slide, the formal letter writing. As you can see on your screen, the purpose of writing formal letter, I have categorized into 3 points. That what is the purpose of writing a formal letter? That is to make a complaint, or to make a request, or to make an enquiry. These are the basic purposes of writing a formal letter. Now, what does a formal letter actually include? As you can see in the next point. Now, here we are discussing the full box format letter. So, a formal letter usually includes the writer's address, the date, the inside address, that is the receiver's address, or the address of the person, company the letter is addressed to, means to whom we are writing the letter, receiver of the letter. The salutation used is dear or respected sir and madam, followed by a comma. Next one is the subject is written between the salutation and first paragraph. So, after the salutation, we have to write subject. Then, the concluding sentence will refer to an action you want to be taken. That is, while writing the content or the main part of the letter, while concluding the letter, finally, we should refer to any action which we want to take or which we want them to be taken. And finally, the complimentary close. That is, yours faithfully, yours sincerely, or yours truly. Anyone can be used. So these are the important points which are included in the box format letter writing. Now see, in this slide, I have prepared a format of formal letter, full block form of letter writing. This will give you a general idea of full box format letter writing. Now here you can see on the left hand side, first you have to write our address, means the address of the person who is writing the letter, followed by the date. Then we write the recipient's name to whom we are writing the letter, the address of that person or the company, the salutation, that is dear sir, dear madam, or respected sir, respected madam, then subject, finally the content of the body, the subscription or the complimentary close, and finally the signature or the name of the person who has written the letter. So this is the format of the letter. As you can see, we have followed totally left hand side alignment. See here, one below the other. So similarly, you have to follow in the letter also. That is, while writing the letter, purely left hand side alignment should be followed. Let's see the next slide. So what are the points that you need to remember while writing the formal letter? As you can see, I've given 5 points which you should always keep in mind while writing the formal letter. First is, formal letter should be brief and to the point. Now, such letters deal with a particular subject like ordering goods or making complaints, making an inquiry, as I've mentioned in the previous slide. So, there is no need for great creative or imaginative skill in these types of assignment. We need not be very creative and imaginative in writing formal letters. Keep to the point. Do not include anything unless it has a direct bearing on the matter under discussion. So, in formal letters, we should be brief and up to the point. Next point, as you can see, let your letter be clear. Now, let your letter be clear so that the reader knows exactly what you want. You must make sure to give all the information that is likely to be required, or else you may get more letters asking for additional details. So, as far as possible, try to include each and every detail in the letter. Say, for example, if you are ordering a book, then write the names of the book, its author, edition, publication, date, etc. Try to give as much as detail as possible. Third point, maintain necessary formal tone. Now, this is not the type of a letter to establish an intimate personal relationship unless the directions of the question require you to do so. So, we have to maintain a business tone. We have to maintain a formal tone because it's not a personal letter. We don't have any personal relationship with the person to whom we are writing the letter. So, that formal tone should be maintained. Next one is, we have to be polite in our expression. Now, we must learn to make a complaint without being rude. It is not necessary that if you are making a complaint, then we shouldn't sound rude. It should always be the sort of letter which you would not be offended on receiving. Politeness earns the sympathy of the reader. And final point is, set out your letters correctly. Now, most of the business letters are written to someone you are not acquainted or familiar with. Means we do not know the person to whom we are writing the letter. So, therefore, we have to be accurate in language, expression, spelling, and punctuation. So, these are the 5 points which you should keep in mind while writing the formal letter. And the next slide, I am presenting before you a sample letter which will help you in understanding these points. Now here, see, here we have written a letter to the editor of newspaper drawing his attention towards the rising prices of basic commodities or essential commodities. So the question goes like this, that write a letter to the editor of the local newspaper drawing their attention to the rising prices of basic commodities or essential commodities. So here see on the left hand side, I have written this here, our address, that is the sender's address, XYZ. I haven't mentioned the name. You can mention your own name while writing the address. 20 Cross Road, Mumbai, 15th July 2020. So in this format, you have to write the date and after the month put a comma. Then give a space, write the address of the person or the company to whom we are writing. Now here we are supposed to write the letter to the newspaper. So the editor, Mumbai Times, MG Road, Mumbai. Again after this we have to leave a gap, salutation, dear sir, comma. Don't forget to put a comma after salutation. Now these are punctuations, these are spaces, and the proper layout are going to fetch you marks. So don't forget to put commas. Again space, and we have to mention the subject. Now the subject should be very precise. On reading the subject, one should come to know what the letter is going to be about. So don't write lengthy subject. Try to use minimum possible words to mention the subject. So subject here is the rising prices of essential commodities. Now the letter begins. See, everything is beginning from the left hand side. Left side alignment. Through the columns of your esteemed newspaper, I would like to express my concern regarding the soaring prices of essential commodities such as fruits, vegetables, dairy products, medicines, etc. Soaring here means rising prices. Lately, there has been a severe shortage as well as a steep hike in the rates of above mentioned commodities in the local markets. Now, here I have completed one paragraph, that's why again I am giving a short space, then beginning from the left hand side. It is becoming increasingly difficult to the common man to make both ends meet and make a decent living. I hope that the concerned authorities will take immediate and effective steps to control the rising prices of these commodities. Against space, complimentary clause, that is yours truly, XY is set. That's it. Now see, here while writing the letter, we have been very precise. Means only the required points are added, because in formal letter, as I earlier told you, that we need not to be very creative and very imaginative. We have to write only facts, so it should be precise. So as you can see, the sample letter, this letter comes for 5 marks, and the layout fetches you marks. There's half marks for this address, half for this address, and half for salutation, subject, half for complimentary clause. So proper layout should be maintained while writing the letter. Everything, each and every address, subject, salutation, complimentary clause, paragraph, everything should begin from the left hand side. So with this we come to an end of this video on letter writing. I think your doubts must have been cleared by now. In the next video, I am going to come up with the informal letters, wherein we have to be really imaginative and creative. So thank you for watching the video.